Life's no more than what you make it, so hang on, friend. Keep on trucking. Keep on trucking till you reach the top. Yeah, keep them wheels rolling. Don't ever let them stop.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to jump in here today and let's talk about freight brokers and my opinion on freight brokers. I'll go ahead and start off and say I believe freight brokers provide a very needed service. They take a lot of work off of drivers and companies searching for freight. Now, that being said, in order for them to do that, they have to charge a certain amount. And some of them charge more, some of them charge less. That's just like anything else in this world. It depends on the quality of their service. Now, you get what you pay for. That's part of the way the free market capitalist society works. If you want a better quality, you're going to pay a higher price. If you want kind of a crappy service, you're going to pay a little bit less. So, like I say, I'm starting off this by saying I think we should leave the brokers and the broker system alone. Number one, because you do not have to use a broker to load your truck. That is just the easiest and quickest way to load your truck. And that means you pay a little bit more, percentage-wise, to load your truck by using a broker because they're going to get their cut. The four largest brokerages in America is C.H. Robinson with $1.5 billion with 15,000 employees, TQL with $521 million at 5,500 employees, XPO, check this out, $394 million, but they have 100,000 employees because they do the trucks and the brokerages. I think that's a pretty decent model. Anyway, then you got Echo Global, which is $339 million. They employ 2,559 people. Now, if you go and you start trying to mess with this brokerage system we have, limiting the percentages that they can take, they're going to end up limiting the percentages that we as drivers can take. And they're going to end up really messing up the system. I'm a free market capitalist. I believe to get government out of business, deregulate as much as you can to save the environment and protect the people. But at some point, the government's got to let us be businesses. I mean, it's just like they've turned into a complete nanny state on the way we run our trucks. We're supposed to be grown folks, but yet they have to put us on ELDs. They have to make sure we don't do drugs. I mean, they have really went overboard on the regulations in the trucking industry. I won't get into all that on this video. This video is I want to strictly talk about brokers. Now, you can leave them alone. Don't mess with them. You can load your truck in many other ways. Second point is if you're jealous that they're getting more of the money, in a free market, free society such as the American society, you can park your truck and you can go and get a broker's license and go and find freight and move freight, and then you can get the large percentage. Why try to mess somebody else up when it's something that you can go do? Hey, maybe even you can do it better. Maybe you can make more than they're making. That's part of the way we work in our society. If you don't want to drive a truck because you're not making enough money, find out where they're making more money and make a move. I got tired of being a company driver because I got tired of following other people's rules and not making enough money. So I went and I created my own company. That's how society that we live in works. So if you don't like what you're doing or what's happening to you, change it. Point number 3. Our system may be broken, but everybody's in pain right now because of this situation that our country finds itself in. Fear is more contagious than anything. And people are so afraid right now, I find it disgusting. I have not been raised to be afraid of anything or anybody. I've been aware and I've been cautious, but afraid is a total different thing to me. I was not raised, and to see folks riding around with masks in their car and nobody else in the car like they're going to protect themselves from themselves, among a lot of other things that I see happening, it really disgusts me. It disgusts me. I can't help it. It's total. It's like all of a sudden everybody said, let's just rip up the Constitution. We don't need it anymore. Nobody has, freedoms, free market. We don't need that. Let's just all go socialist. Anyway, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to leave it alone right there. Okay. Now we're going to move on to point number 4. Prices will go up when the brokers can't move the freight. Now, whenever a broker gets a load and he puts it on the DAT board, he's went through a process. He's went to a shipper and he's told that shipper, he said, man, I can move this load for $1 a mile or $3 a mile. It don't matter. But whenever that goes on the load board and they can't find a driver that'll move it for $1 or $3 a mile, they end up having to raise the prices up till somebody moves it and they lose money. And in this free market capitalist society, when you start losing money, you have to change the way you're going to do things. So all the brokers would be telling that shipper, oh man, I can't move it for less than $2 or less than $5 per mile because nobody will take it. Leave it on the deadgum warehouse floor if it's too cheap. Find something else to haul. Keep looking. But keep in mind, if you look too long, you done lost a day. You need to have that momentum. You need to continue to move that truck. As long as you're making cost and above, you're doing okay. If you're paying your bills and you're making enough money to eat, you're not going under. Because it's real simple. To get wealthier, you have to have more coming in than going out. To get poor, you have to have more going out than coming in. That's the simple equation of wealth. If you're wanting to build wealth, you got to have more come in than goes out. Even if it's a penny a day more, you're getting a little tiny bit wealthier each day. But once you start getting below that break-even line, that's when you have to start worrying, because too many days below that break-even line and you will be on the unemployment line. You will be in the bankruptcy court. All right, now number 5. It's their job to make as much money as possible, just like you do. They come to work and their bosses tell them, we need to make as much off of each load as we can. And they have to average that out, because some loads they won't make much out of, or they might not make anything out of. And there will be some loads that they will actually lose dollars on, because they have told the shipper that they can haul it for cheaper than they actually could get it hauled. But they average that out, just like we as drivers average that out. When we go in a place for $3 a mile and we can only come out for $1 a mile, that round trip is a lot better off. You understand? You average them together. Now, the 6th and the final point is you need to keep government out of it. Like James Best said on one of his videos, when you bring in the government, they're going to open a can of worms. It's like Pandora's box. You see all the regulations that they've already thrown on the trucking industry. You bring them into the brokerages, and the prices are going to get crazy. Because all these companies that hire these thousands of people to come in and help them find drivers for all these loads, they're going to have to hire more people. So they're going to be requiring a bigger part of the pie. They're going to have more expenses. I mean, there's 17,000. Sorry about that. I had to talk to one of the workers here where I'm delivering. So there's 17,000 licensed freight brokers in the United States. That is a lot of companies. That is a lot of jobs that revolve around their segment of the transportation business. And God forbid that the government comes in and regulates them as much as they have been regulated on us. The government can be our greatest friend or our greatest enemy. I prefer for them to be our friends. I prefer for them to really hire people that's been in our industry and to help us in every way possible instead of regulating us. I mean, that's how we got the 30-minute break, the 70-hour rule. I mean, come on, people. Those are the worst things for us drivers. What I did a week ago don't have no effect on what I can do today. But I'm not going to get off on that. I just wanted to touch on base. Leave the brokers alone. Let's let free market ring. God bless, and I'll catch you on the next ride.